y'all. My name is Ashley Collins, aka The Onto Dragons. I have a super exciting guest. Please introduce us to yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kevin Peoples. I work with the group. Oh, here we go. She's starting it off with the Buccaneers, right? Only because I had to wear this, right? Um, but yeah, I work with my boys. We have a podcast. I don't know if you watch her. My boy Terry Little. We have a podcast, the Chronicles of Knuckleheads. We're on all major platforms. I also have my sports page, the GOAT Sports page. If you actually feel free to drop by, we talk about everything. But I'm excited. Let's do this. Oh, I've been waiting on this for.
So
We
give
planned
me
this
your
out for
honest
a full
prediction.
month.
Honestly, like not biased prediction. Who is going to the Super Bowl? Not who's going to win, who's going to it?
He's going to it. So my choice, and I'm not biased at all. I know my Eagles failed me this year. It's just been a whole crap show this whole year. But I'm a huge fan of the NFL. So I always tell people, before you can be a fan of your team, you have to be a fan of the NFL. I watch every team, and I'm a huge supporter of the Seattle Seahawks. I like what Russell Wilson's doing.
Yeah.
But I don't think their defense is strong enough. Even though they have a really strong secondary, they have a weak. Uh, they can't really stop the run game after a certain period of time. Their play action. Another team that's really out there is the Saints. They have a few weaknesses that they've been exploited all season. But the real team from the NFC, and she's right behind me, my fiance, her Packers are gonna go. I have a lot of faith.
Really?
I have learned never bet against what Stephen A. Smith. If you watch First Take on ESPN, he's a bad man, and that man is. I never bet on him. I bet on him twice to lose. I'll never do that again.
So you don't think the Chiefs are going to make it?
To make it. Oh well, that was the NFC. So the AFC, I have the Chiefs. I do think the Steelers they started off strong, but they've been exploited by some teams that they lost to, and I saw some weaknesses that concerned me, and I think those weaknesses is what the Chiefs do very well. I mean, from play action to throwing the ball downfield, you got Tyreek Hill, who's probably, I would say, arguably the number one wide receiver in the game right now. I have, they have a heck of a running back core, and Patrick Mahomes, reigning MVP, looking like he's going to be the MVP again. Um, yeah, I don't see the Steelers outdueling them, nor do I see the Ravens, who I support, by the way. I like the Ravens a lot. I like Lamar Jackson, but he looks like the modern day Michael Vick when Michael Vick was with Atlanta. If he can get a quarterback coach, he would be solid. He would be deadly. I mean, because he can run, he can throw on the run, but he can't sit in the pocket and take a hit. Which is ironic because he takes quite a few hits while he's running. So that's my take on that, though. Who's gonna win it? That's gonna be tough. I couldn't tell you.
It's gonna be a very exciting Super Bowl. Very exciting.
If the Kansas City Chiefs and the Packers go, that's gonna be probably the best showdown in a Super Bowl in a very long time. Very long time.
Have they announced who's performing yet?
Yes, they have. I want to say, oh man, I forgot who it was.
I haven't checked.
I'm gonna have to reach into my Google. They did announce who it was. It was a month and a half ago, and it's not bad.
I'm super late.
It's not bad. It's not. Let's just say it's not Bruno Mars or anyone up there. and I as you see, I am looking it up now.
Now,
But
I'm ready to be disappointed. God.
I don't think it's a disappointment. The weekend, the weekend,
I'm
the weekend.
disappointed.
You think so?
What are you gonna do? You sing love songs. What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, well, he did have. I mean, I know Heartless is going to be the theme. I think they said. I think that was leaked. The Heartless theme. For his what 3 songs? They one of the 3 major songs he did on his last album. Um, but I think they're gonna do a collab like they did last year. You had Travis Scott come out. I think Cardi B came out in that one too. But I think it's gonna be more of a collaboration with other artists. And with how the Super Bowl is gonna work with the pandemic, they got to make it exciting somehow.
You have to make it.
Um,
Oh my God, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's a little streaky when you have how the pandemic is gonna play out with the Super Bowl this year. It's kind of iffy. I know a lot of ratings are gonna be uh, based on halftime because halftime's supposed to be the highest ratings every
Yeah,
Super Bowl, but
yeah.
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but I don't think there's something that they can't do. I think they can do it. I think if you get the right artist to collab with them, let's just say you get them a legendary artist. Legendary. I mean, if you throw Eminem in the bunch,
Oh my God, I would
you're gonna
so
get some
tune
ratings.
in. Yeah,
You're gonna get some ratings. If you throw man, if you throw Beyonce in there, you're gonna get some ratings. You throw somebody in there that's gonna give you pandemic ratings, that's gonna get you top-notch ratings during this Super Bowl, you're gonna be successful. Because let's just face it, Beyonce is one of the all-time greats of performances. So
she is.
that's that's gonna be pretty huge. And then Eminem, he's just a showtime himself with just his lyrics. Puts on a great show with any concert that he's done. So yeah, I mean, I'll even throw it out there. Drake, him and Drake have cut off. They stopped their beef.
God, yeah.
They stopped their beef. Because that whole thing. Well, he wrote my album, and he never got credit for it. The real credit for that second album with Drake. But uh, Drake could make an appearance. I mean, that would be exciting. Who wouldn't want to see Drake and his performances? There's some names. I really do think they do have to pull that off though. It's got to be legendary. It's got to be top notch, high quality.
So let's go 0 to 100 real quick. Okay.
Let's go.
Oh, pun intended. That was a good. Oh my God, that was such a good segue. Proud of myself.
Zing.
So, do you think that there's an agenda to feminize men?
There is an agenda, and I'm glad you brought that up. I was with me and my fiance. We were watching. It's Hulu. Hulu for instance, for an example. Those of you that watch Hulu, you see a lot of commercials are coming out with the LBGTQ. Facebook and Instagram, since they've collaborated, Instagram has a commercial now on TV. And I was like, I was really shocked. I was thrown back by it. And I have nothing against the LGBTQ. I have a lot of friends that are gay, lesbian, what have you. I always think it's everyone's preference. What your preference is, I love you the same. You still bleed just like I do. We bleed red. I love you. But I do think there is an agenda, and I have 2 parts to this. This is pretty much a 2-part answer too.
Okay.
With what they're doing with commercials now, it's kind of like it makes you really, if you're like me, I think about these things. I sit back and I analyze it, and it makes you wonder, what's the purpose of that commercial? Um, and I vision, okay, it could be because they're trying to do a support, or maybe they're just trying to keep their brand popping, and it's already popping. I mean, Instagram is still one of the hottest apps, the blue app, Facebook is still number one. I mean, but what's the real purpose behind it? And it makes you really think. If you actually sit back and think about it, and well, then you got the other half of it where and I don't know if you watched on YouTube the guys Abba and Preach. They had a topic on this. And I think there is an agenda. They had a point where women, let's say for me, men have been taught or told, and not taught, told that if you express your feelings, you're weak.
Yeah.
Or you're looked at different.
Yeah.
But women can do it all they want. But the moment that a man expresses his feelings in any vibe, that a woman looks at him, why would you do that? Why would you that's not manly enough. And I was always told by my father, you show me a man that doesn't cry, I'll show you someone that's not a man. And I don't hold my feelings back. I mean, whether you like me or not, I am who I am. But I express my feelings and she accepts me. She accepts me. And I love her to death for it too. But a lot of men, the feminizing men, that I think is also a power play. I've seen it used as a power play. And a lot of men struggle with that. And they don't know how to react to it. Sometimes it's an outburst, and sometimes they're locked in a shell and controlled on how women want you to react, on how they want you. Whether they dress you with, pink. For instance, all right, there was an interview by Young Thug. He's worn his dresses, right? Andre 3000 wore his dresses. And he says, well, I wasn't influenced by Andre 3000. That was that question. And I'm a huge Andre 3000 fan. I never thought different of him. But he's like, and I'm not a fan of Young Thug, but he straight out told, I wasn't influenced by Andre 3000 to wear the dresses, to pose in them. That was more of my clique, my squad, or my or someone I was dating at the time. And I'm looking like, wait, you're a rapper. You pretty much wore almost the same outfits in one of the photo shoots that he wore as Andre 3000. But where's that vibe coming from? Where's that agenda coming from? What's the point of it? If you're not influenced by one of the greats, I would say, arguably somebody that could be on Mount Rushmore of rap, where's that, where's that, what's the real point of it? You weren't, or were you just doing it just to be doing it? Or it's very hard to see where he's coming with, with this. Because if you're saying you did it for a female, where's your how did you even look to see how your audience is going to take it?
Yeah.
I mean, because in that interview, that YouTube, it's on YouTube too. And you go through the comments, a lot of his fans are like, you're not influenced by a rapper, but you do it for a female to dress. And there's a lot of negative comments. A lot of negative. And it's I'm pretty sure he's lost quite a few fans on that alone. But yeah, I think there's an agenda behind it. And a lot of it has to deal with bottom line of that of this is a lot of it has to deal with how the new generation is coming out. The new generation is known as to be soft and not really they're pushing more of a boundary, and that it keeps getting pushed more and more and more. And I think it's going to be, I don't see any. I mean, as long as the generation is good with it, I'm good with it. I would rather promote love than hate at any moment. So
For me,
that's that. It
for
could
me,
be,
it
it could be negative,
terrifies
it could
me.
be bad.
For me, it
Yeah.
terrifies me. The whole phrase "the future is female" is
Mm-hmm.
scary because. Okay, so now my next question, segueing into my next question. Um, so something that I've been studying
Mm-hmm.
is one of the best ways to ruin a household, doesn't matter what race, is to get rid of the man.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that we glorify single mothers to the detriment of the growth of a household?
That's got to stop. And I know I may get some pushback on this for what I say. Like you
That's
said,
why
don't
that's
hold
why
back.
I asked you on here.
As you said, don't hold back. So here goes.
Yeah, that's why I asked
I
you on
was
here.
raised I was raised in a household with my mom and my brother. My dad wasn't really around. Um, my brother raised me, as a matter of fact. He raised me in baseball. He raised me the best way he can, and he did a damn good job. My mom, she provided for me. She gave me the motherly love. But without my brother, I would struggle. I would definitely struggle with who I am today. And even though I have my kids in El Paso, I'm old school. I was raised old school in Mississippi, and I'm just gonna come out and say it that women can raise a man, but without the man in his life, it's not that son of yours is not gonna be 100% up to either to his potential, his characteristics, his likings, anything in his life. We men like me, I will volunteer my whole life into my kids. And we need more men out there to actually step up and do that. Not disappear, not just partially be in their life. Don't be in and out of prison. Don't be in and out of their life and just playing and toying with, oh, I'm gonna be in your life and I'm gonna do this. No. We need men to be positive role models. And I have baseball players on my team that they call me coach, and I take that very serious, by the way. And I know me growing up, and I had friends that grew up that would look up to coaches because they didn't have a father figure. So when my brother wasn't around, when I moved from Mississippi and I moved to Texas, El Paso, Texas, I didn't have my brother around, but I had a coach Wilson. He was my basketball coach, my high school basketball coach, and he took me under his wing, and he never let me go. And so when I needed that male figure, I had it when right there on the spot. So I want my players to know. I've always told them you can always come to me. If it's a side, something that's bothering you in school, come to me. If there's something on the field that's bothering you, come to me. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm here. I'm not just your coach. I would love to be just your mentor. Period. You know, I have some players without these fathers, these male role models that they need in their life. At least they have an outlet. And a lot of us in Mississippi, a lot of my friends used our coaches as outlets. And I love the fact that I had outlets. Uh, Besides my brother, my main guy. But and you'll see, I give him a lot of praise. I love him to death. Without him, um, I'd be in shambles. So women, I mean, when given the opportunity, take advantage of that the other half that gave you the seed for this child. Take advantage of it. Um, I love to see kids would smile if they had both parents, of course, but if they have the chance, the opportunity to be around their father, they're gonna grow up to be a little bit stronger, a little bit mental, and not be so because believe it or not, these kids they see other kids with both parents or at least with the father around. My dad took me here, or he's at my baseball games or basketball games. Well, where's my father?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of us men are absent. um we can't continue to go absent. We can't. But when what upsets me and I know it's going sideways on this as well. Uh, a lot of women are holding back their kids from seeing their father,
Ooh.
and that I'm gonna let you. And for those females that do that, I have a message for you. You're hurting your kids.
Yeah.
You are hurting your kids. You hurt them in a way that it's gonna sting them. You know,
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be a stepfather of two boys, and although their fathers are not around, they have me to lean on, and they call me that. They have that option. You know, hey, I'm just here. I'm not here to replace. I'm here. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Um, but though there's a lot of kids that don't have that option, and when you don't have that option for these kids, they tend to go down the path that you mothers don't like, and then you want to blame the father. Well, you're the one that snatched the bread out their mouth to begin with.
Yeah.
You're the one that didn't give them that option. And I know I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get some burn for this, and there's bound to be someone on the video to say, oh well, this and this. Keep the excuses, because at the end of the day, that kid is hurting. And when you hurt your kid, you don't give a damn about your kid. That's just what it is. A lot of these kids are gonna end up in therapy because you don't give them that. You're not feeding them. You're not giving them the opportunity, to be in their father's lives. And like I said, my kids, whether they want the opportunity, if they don't take the opportunity, hey, by all means, I'm here. That means they're using me as that outlet, and I'm comfortable taking that whole role. I'll take the role, and I'll provide you anything that you need, knowledge, strength, whatever you need. I'm here. I'm 100%. Now as far as the fathers, that's on them. You lost on a lot of us men don't realize we're missing out on some beautiful kids that we created, and you rather go out and be out in the streets making your money. Go for it. By all means, do it. But at the end of the day, you're missing out on some. I love being a father. Oh man, I love kids. I don't know if you know, I love kids. I adore them. It's one of the reasons why I became a baseball coach myself. Not just to give back to the sport that provided for me in life. I'm also a basketball coach, but my kids wanted me to coach them. And I told them, I'm not going to take it easy on you just because I'm your stepfather, or I'm here, or just because I'm your dad. No, I'm not. I'm going to give it to you real. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to work you twice as hard as the other kids, just to show you got to earn your spot twice as harder with me. And that's what they do. They tend to respect that. So that's how I was raised, with my brother being my baseball coach, and I had to earn that respect, and I had to earn my spot twice as hard, you know. So just for that message for those women, just to close out on that, and make it a New Year's resolution, if you will. I mean, hey, it's 2021. Pretty much everyone had a bad 2020 year. Lighten up, and bad fathers or not, they got to at least be the voice. And if they don't want to be the voice, then it's their loss. I'm here to tell you, men, you are missing out. That's your loss. If you miss out on that opportunity, and these kids grow older, you don't know what you're missing. You're gonna be miserable in your old when you get older. And say, that's that what if. I hate it for you, but I'm not gonna miss out on any of that. Trust me. Reach one to each one. I'm here for them all. So but that's my take on it.
The Boy Who Cried Wolf. You know that story, right? Everyone knows that story.
Yes, definitely.
So with the bombing that happened in Nashville, the girlfriend of the bomber, she warned some form of authority a year ago that he was mentally unstable, but they didn't take him seriously.
Mm-hmm.
With this recent Twisted Tea incident, I'm sure you know that. And just
Yeah.
our current tense, present tense history of filming each other, do you think that we should at some point stop filming each other in order for the authorities to take some things seriously?
No, no. Um, Here's the reason why. I mean, even with the filming, it's being laughed at. We've seen case after case, proof is there, but authorities still tend to slide out, with being untouched. Um, and I know it's a touchy subject. I mean,
Go ahead.
like my pastor says, all right, if you are uncomfortable, then if you're uncomfortable with having conversations, you're never gonna learn.
Wow.
And when we're at church, church is not supposed to, my church, and I love him to death for it. He tells you, my church here at this church, it's not made to make you feel comfortable. I'm gonna tell, if it hits a nerve, do something about it. Be positive on that note. And at the same time, if we flip that and we continue to have these conversations where they're not liking them, and we don't continue to provide, proof, this is it's in bold sight. People still put it like the George Floyd. It was bold, but you have people still saying, "Oh, he did this. He took drugs." Even with the autopsy, he took drugs. It was his system. He didn't have anything to where. I mean, it's proof. There's always proof, and there's always going to be that 10% that says, "Oh, they didn't do anything." So I say keep shoving the foot down their throat until something is done. Us and I'll say this too. DL Hewlett put it perfect, and I'll reiterate to it. Black folks are tired of being a teacher. We're tired of teaching, but at the same time, I'm not one that's not gonna. I have my Caucasian friends that they're with me, and I keep them around because they understand the struggle. They understand you can't erase 400 years of oppression, 400 years of of slavery and things that have just gone, that have happened century and decades after decades, century after century. It's year after year. They understand. Shout out to my boy David. He's right there with me. When the Confederate flag, they were saying get rid of the Confederate flag. Man, get rid of it. It's bad history. But when you got influencers like Trump, and he's in the Oval Office. Granted, I mean, you won fair and square, but when you're just a celebrity in a seat pushing an agenda to and saying things about pro NFL players, shut up and dribble, and calling NFL players bastards, we take that, we gonna take that, and we gonna shove it down your throat. So get whatever video camera you have, and I don't care if you got it in your pocket. Record every minute of your day. Find you a GoPro, put it on your shoulder, put it on your hat, and record it all until something is done. Until we want to come, until we're willing, all of us, black, white, Asian, Caucasian, I don't care what color you are, I don't care what nationality you are. Until we are willing to come together, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make anything of it. So keep your foot on the gas pedal, head on the swivel, watch your back, make sure you're covered. That's why I teach my boys. We've come so far, yet still plenty of progress to make.
Yeah. Why are you the way that you are?
Why am I the way I am?
You're very like strong-minded. Sorry, is that a weird question? Sorry.
No, it isn't.
You're
It's
very, very
very deep.
strong-minded. Like,
I have to reach in my pocket for this one because
have you always been
I'm
this way?
I've I've been I used to be reserved, believe it or not. I used to be shy, I used to be reserved, and I found out that doesn't get me anywhere. And I literally take closed mouths don't get fed to a certain extent. I know my limitation on that. But I am the way I am because, you know, well, one, I feel like I'm accepted more to those that I need in my circle. And I say need in my circle, and I have I have associates and I have friends, and I don't have I have best friends. Then I have my brothers. Now those that are my brothers and my best friends, I keep close. They're very small, limited. Everyone else, you keep at an arm's length. But I need those people because I thrive off of positivity. I thrive off of it. I get a good high off of it. And I see that the more that I associate myself with people that are outspoken, opinionated, um, willing to listen and hear me out, and at the same time we can agree to disagree. We can form an alliance on the subject, whatever the topic is. And I learn from it. I learn from it all. I'm always, like I say, every day I learn every day. I learn from my kids. I learn something from them every day. They keep me young. I learn from my fiance, who's constantly on my back about learning something new. I give her a lot of credit because even when I moved here to San Antonio, when I moved from the oil field, I moved here. I make fun of how she told me, "Well, you got to learn the map, learn your city, learn the city that you're gonna live in by just driving."
Yeah.
And I make fun of it, but yeah, at the same time, I give her a lot of props for it because she's forming me to be knowledgeable of my surroundings, and it's very it's very, how do you say, it's refreshing to learn from those that are very strong around you as well. It's a breath of fresh air when
Wow.
you're willing when you're willing to take someone's opinion or actual knowledge from someone. I have a friend named Steven. I actually just got off the phone where we're talking sports, and we're always talking about sports or something very and it's knowledgeable. You grab it, you put it in the back of your head, and you meditate on certain things, and it's very refreshing. Like he even told me, he's like, "This is why I like you. You actually gravitate to me because I can show you something, or you can show me something." We don't have enough of that in this world either. We do not. You know, the willingness. There's a lot of stubbornness, but not enough willingness, to feed off of your mind, like yourself. I've seen your YouTube videos, and I've seen your videos. Even when you come onto our podcast, you have your opinions, and I even though some of them make me laugh, but they I mean, a lot of what you say, I look and I was like, she's got a really damn good point. She's got a great point. And there's times you have to play the devil's advocate, but it still makes so much more sense, you know. And that opinions are like buttholes, but learn from them. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got a butthole. You know, learn from them though. Learn from them. Take it
I've
in.
never I've
Opinions are
never
like
heard that
buttholes.
phrase before in my
Everyone's got
life.
one.
I've never
Yes,
heard the phrase before in my
opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one.
life.
So that's and you can use it, by the way. It's not
Okay,
taken.
I'll make sure to
You can use
credit
it.
you.
But
Okay, so one's
it's
gotta go. Okay,
hmm
false lashes or fake nails?
ooh, I just had this conversation with my cousin. He's a Merc, my cousin from Mississippi. He's a comedian. And I just had this conversation. He said, name a list of things that we're leaving in the year 2020.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I told him Chick-fil-A gotta go.
Why? What did
And
Chick-fil-A do to you?
oh man, Chick-fil-A is so overrated. You have no clue. Oh, when you got Wendy's and other places that's got sandwiches that make yours look like a Happy Meal sandwich, it's not worth it to me. I
Okay.
don't go I don't go to restaurants for customer service, even though that's a plus maybe. But I go there to eat. Give me my food, let me eat.
You're contradicting all the gurus right now.
I'm gonna get some smoke behind it. Oh yes, but we're gonna leave Chick-fil-A in the past. But if I had to get rid of fake nails or fake eyelashes, I would rather get rid of both. But if I had to choose between the two, if I had to choose between the two, I would say I don't know. I would say fake eyelashes if I
Okay.
had to. If I had to. And then the reason behind that because I love natural beauty. I love the natural beauty behind everything. There's a work of art, and God created every person as a sign of art with a
Wow.
purpose behind it. But I don't do the like my fiance herself. She doesn't do the makeup too much. Now when she gets dolled up, gorgeous, but you're gorgeous without the makeup.
Yeah.
And so I would rather see the natural you. You don't have to put on a real show just to with looks. Give me the real you. Give me the real you. Give me the natural you. Give me the honest you. Um, and that's what she does. That's what she does for me. She knows she doesn't have to put on the makeup. Now, when we go to some extravagant event, then yeah, she'll put on the makeup. She'll um the new magnetic little things. She's tested them out, but I rather her have them natural look. You know, I want to see the what's not plastered. You know, I've seen some that you have a two tone, you have this white and this dark, like that does not match.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
take the mask off. Let me see the real you. You know, it's great. So
Oh
that's
no.
what
I
I would
really
go
hope
with.
they don't take down this video. Okay, so speaking of marriage,
Hmm.
no matter how happy a man can be, if he's given the opportunity to have a night with one of his fantasies and get away with it, he'll do it. True or false?
Oh,
If you have a
we
night with
going there.
Halle
We near
Berry.
there now, right? So, um, I would say, man, being a man, he would do it. He would do it.
Why?
He would do it. I mean, and I won't just put it on a man. If we flip the script, women would do it too.
I wouldn't.
It's glad you said that. I do the 20/80 rule goes for women as well and men, but I put it in a different
Say that again. The 20 year
20/80
rule?
rule. 20 to
2080.
the 20-80% rule.
Okay.
And um and you're one of those. You're one of those that won't dabble into it. But you'll a lot of people would think about it. The what if, but if you had a chance at your crush, a lot of people had a crush on Justin Timberlake. A lot of men fantasize about females like Kelly from Saved by the Bell, Topanga, Holly Berry. Um, but I mean, to act on it, there's a 20% that would. I mean, the 80% that would, because that's what men honestly think about. That's what they go for. They don't go for the content behind it. There's, and I have a lot of friends that would do it. Me personally, I'm happy. If I'm happy and I'm in my bubble and my bubble's not being popped or threatened in any fashion, I'm good. Why obstruct something that's already great? And I try my best to show it. I try my best to show it, no matter what, Um, but there are some men and women. I won't just say men, but if we're putting it in the context of men, I have plenty of friends that would um dabble into it, whether they have the money or not. They would. I would say so. That's a very interesting question, though. That was very interesting. I give you props on that one. That would you got me. I think that you got me. That was great. Yeah, but to answer that question, I would say yes, 80%. I'm gonna put a number behind it. That 80% would. Me being in the 20%, 80% would. And I know I can go through my Facebook list and put a number of guys on that list, and a number
Okay.
that wouldn't.
So where can we like you, stalk you, follow you, all that fun stuff?
You can like me or follow me on the podcast for sure. With my guys Terry Little, uh, um, Terry Little,
Knucklehead
Dwayne
Chronicles.
Goodson, the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. We're on all major platforms again. Terry Little, as I said, Dwayne Goodson, Ephraim. We do. Hopefully, we can get you on there. I would love for you to be a guest on there. You comment a lot, and you called in one time, but I told Terry we got to get her on one time because I have questions, and I know I've seen and heard your answers, and like I said, it's very interesting, and we got to set up something. We have to set up something,
Okay.
definitely. But you can also follow the GOAT Sports page. If you love sports, come talk sports to us. If you think Jordan's the GOAT, you are welcome. If you think LeBron's the GOAT, you're still welcome. You're still welcome. But we're gonna have to have a conversation about that. But nonetheless, man, we love everyone and to come and join. And the more the better. The more the better. I love to hear what people have to say. Like I said, we could talk about Jordan being a GOAT. We could talk about LeBron or whoever you think is a GOAT. I love all conversations. There's nothing taken to heart. Now, your opinion is your opinion. You know, it's not like mine is, a fact. It's an opinion. So come see us. Come follow and hit me up. Kevin Peoples. I'm on Facebook. I don't really dabble into Instagram or anything like that. I'm really on Facebook and mainly. Oh, by the way, also speaking of the podcast, we are going to be on the radio. Uh, I'm not allowed to go into any further detail about that, but just a quick snippet. We have a really high chance of following through on the radio with our podcast, which is huge. And shout out to Terry Little for that, for getting us to where we need to be. That's the main guy. That's the Eminem of the podcast right there. That
Yes.
dude, he pushes it and pushes it, and it's we're doing very well. We're doing very well with that podcast. I love my four boys, my brothers on there. So uh, we give you facts. We we give you everything, every tool needed to not be a knucklehead. That's the purpose of our podcast, not to be a knucklehead, and to treat. You need advice on how to treat a lady. Um, you need advice on life itself. We're not life coaches, but we've been through some rough patches. If you've listened to our story, I do a lot of personal on the podcast. I like y'all to learn from my idiocy and flip it to where either you've been down that path, you know how to get off that path,
Yeah.
or if you see yourself about to head down, you know what not to do. So
Yeah.
I'm very personal on it, and I love for y'all to just come take a look into my life. I'm very open. I'm an open book. So come and take a look, and my fellow podcast mates, they open as well. I mean, there's nothing that we don't hide on there. So,
And then last question. I always ask a selfish question.
mm-hmm,
Um, it's kind of like a two-part question.
mm-hmm,
So, like I was saying earlier, you're very strong-minded, right? You're very
mm-hmm.
confident. And then with me being recently single, like I'm trying to get back in the dating world, but like I keep scaring men away. What advice can you give me to be confident and to stop scaring men away?
I wouldn't say that you're scaring men away. Um, trust me, I have friends like this in that same scenario. I'm glad you asked me this. I think I can help. Um, there's nothing wrong with dating who you see fit into your lifestyle. I say, and I have a friend, my homegirls that they can tell you, Nancy. I've always been close to her since high school. My friend Vanessa, that's my best friend. I tell them, find someone that fits your lifestyle, someone you see having a future with, not being in your future, being part. There you see down the line. I see us getting married. We can have kids. How is he going to be with the kids? He's going to be great with the kids. He's going to provide for the family. He's going to do what's needed for the family. He's going to do this. He's got goals. He's got aspirations. He's got the intangibles for to be the man that's needed for you. Um, if you don't see that, why put the energy behind it? And I won't say that you're scaring them off. You're seeing the side. You're seeing the side of a man that you don't want. And if they're scared of you, they're scared of how powerful you yourself are. You're bright. You're intelligent. You know what you want. And as long as you continue to go for what you yourself want, keep your confidence. It's not being cocky. Hey, it's not. I can guarantee you that. You're not a cocky person. But you yourself, if you can go out there and you see, don't follow the same pattern that you did before. If you had someone that's, they're in jail a lot, or they're making the wrong moves. They're not working. They're not setting goals to do things positive in your lifestyle for both of you, or something you can see. Don't do it. Don't bite that apple. Do not. A lot of women go for that apple, and it's tart. It's raw. It's not.
Yeah.
Case in point, you know what I'm about to say? The biscuits in the oven. Does that ring a bell?
Oh,
Dwayne
Dwayne!
Goodson, Mr. Biscuit. This is a biscuit story.
I
And
remember
for
though
those of
he
you,
said that. I was like, what is he talking about?
all right, so this, and it helps you out perfectly. I've never seen the best analogy ever given for this. Dwayne Goodson he's part of our podcast as I've preached, and he's great with analogies, but this is the best one ever. So the biscuit in the oven, and this goes perfectly for you. If you put the biscuit in the oven for a certain amount of time where it's perfect and it's well baked and it comes out steaming, it's perfect. But if you take it out too soon, it's going to be raw. It's not going to be edible. You're not going to enjoy it. Well, that's for you in the dating world. You go and date a man that's not ready to be part of your life. You go out and you grab a man that you don't see fits your lifestyle, only because he's making the wrong moves. He's making the wrong thought process. He's doing things. He's not ready. He's not ready to be that man, your man, for that instance. And here's another thing. A lot of women lower their standard because they don't think they're worthy enough. And I have family members that have done that. And I'll tell you, just like I told them, you never lower your standard. When you make Kool-Aid or you make a certain drink, you make it to your standard, to your liking. Am I right? And you repeat that process, right? Same thing when you go out into the world and you're dating someone, you date someone to your liking, but they have to have that quality. They have to have a standard. Don't lower yourself as a female thinking I I can't get this man because I can't find a good man because there are none out there. Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty. There's plenty. And sweetheart, let me tell you, um, you deserve one. You deserve a man to put you on a pedestal and a shelf. And I do that with my fiance. You deserve someone. When I Here's a quick story with me and her. Hopefully this will take it to where maybe you can use it. I told my fiance before we started dating. I tell everybody our story. When we were talking, we were texting, and I told her, I'm tired of getting it wrong. I've been married, I've been divorced, I've dated the wrong person. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I am tired. Now I see you in my future. Do you see me in your future? Do you see us doing something big together? And if so, let's both be tired of it and let's make it right. Let's do this the right way.
Yeah.
And here we are, 5.5 years later. We're gonna get married. We were supposed to be married this year, but the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
But so come July 24th, this woman will be Miss Peoples. She will have my last name. She will, um, and she's excited. And when you have someone that's excited to be in your life, you know, I'm blessed. I'm very blessed, and I'm just happy to be able to go to church with her and do the family things that we do. But find you someone in your life that is willing to see you as the queen that you need to be. If they're not waking up to put a crown on your head on in the morning, baby, you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. I tell my lady she's beautiful. I tell her, baby, you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. What did I do? What did I do to deserve a face like this in the morning? And she's right here. She can tell you. I sound corny when I say it. But hey, I'm me. That's my emotion. I get emotional around her. I'm willing. I'm able to express. I'm able to open up, and she accepts that. But she's gone through a hard past. She's gone through some really bad relationships, really really bad. And I'm not here to pick up the pieces, and put them together. I'm here to support that puzzle. I'm here to
Wow.
support. I'm here to make her backbone stronger than it was before, so she can lean and give me that. Give me all. Whatever it is that I need to do to build her. Her confidence and everything up. I'm here for it. So you. That's what I would say to you. Just get you a man that's gonna give you that confidence. That it's nothing like it. It's an amazing feeling when you have a partner that's that just really understands who you are truly, and talks about you, and is confident about you. Not confident for you, confident about you. You know, and like I said, you're a hardworking individual, hardworking, dedicated. You do what you do. Um, I've seen, like I said, I see the confidence in your videos and how you in your interviews and things and such. Um, find someone that's gonna put in that effort with you as well, you know, and support you. This one, my lady, I shouldn't even say this one. Oh man, I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get it for that
We'll
one.
hear that later.
But she supports me as a coach. She's the one that pushed me to be a coach, and she knew I wanted to be a coach. She saw the window, the opportunity, and she says, "Hey, they're looking for a coach." I took advantage of it right away. But if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be a coach. I wouldn't be happy. I'd be less happy. I'm more happy as a coach now. It brings everything out of me when I'm able to give to a sport that I love so much, and she knows it. She's willing to support. Now she's even on the little league board with me. And we do a lot of things together. We do, we even work. We even worked together. We worked together before, and now we work together again. And we get on each other's nerves, but that's any relationship. So you're worthy though. You're definitely worthy. You deserve it. Don't tilt your crown for any man, not one. Don't tilt it. You're not built for that. You're not made to lower your standards for anyone. Don't do it. You're young. You still have plenty of time on top of that. Enjoy your life. Someone's going to come and notice you for you. Guaranteed. There's not one good woman out here that doesn't get noticed and has the opportunity. But on along with that, don't let that person slip away too. Notice him, because there's a lot of good men that are passed on because they see someone else that catches their eye. They're better looking, knowing that that man was a 5, but yeah, he still had the qualities that you were looking for. You went for that 10, and guess what that 10 is doing? That 10 is looking at someone else too, or not giving you the 100% attention that you need. So when you see that good man that is gonna dedicate his life to you, stick with him. Stick with him. You deserve it, and your time will come. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow. Have patience and lock in on it. Lock in on your goals and stick with it. And that man is gonna come to you. I guarantee you. And when it does happen, I'm gonna go back to this interview and I'm gonna clip this part and I'm gonna say, I told you so.
Thank you, Kevin. This was
You're
so
welcome.
now I'm not looking forward to anything rest of the year now. No, I'm looking forward to the Knuckleheads episodes on Sundays. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Our new season's coming up. We should be starting January 17th. I'm waiting for my buddy he just made a move from Idaho. The head chief of the podcast. He's Terry. He moved from Idaho to another state. So once he's done, he says he's gonna set up. We're gonna get look, we've already been discussing. I got the topics. I got a few topics. I'll be taking over the show, but he's still the head chief, so we're just waiting on him. When it's time, we're going live, and man, we love to have you on there. We got to have you on there.
Okay.
We got not for one, not for two, but maybe 3, 4. I don't care. Okay. As long as it's in this season, let's make it happen, because your opinions and statements matter a lot on that show. I don't know if you've noticed, when you comment, a lot of people gravitate to your comments. And we're like, oh, she's here. Oh, we're about to this is what we're looking for right here. Roll. So we love it. We love you on there. Thank you for supporting us, by the way. That's highly appreciated.
I appreciate you. And thank you guys so much for watching this. Definitely check out the KnuckleHead Chronicles. Check out the GOAT channel. Is that what it's called?
The GOAT Sports page? Yes.
The GOAT Sports page, and talk about how great the Bucks are. Okay.
I like that. That's good.